In today's class, we're going to learn how to solve simultaneous equation involving three unknown. We are asked to find the value of x, y, and z. The first step to solve this question is to identify your equation. Okay, the first equation here will be equation 1, the second equation will be equation 2, and the third equation will be equation 3. Now, I have identified my equation. Now, we are going to solve this using elimination method. Okay, now let's start. The first step now is to take two of those equations. You know, we have three equations. We have equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3. Now, we're going to take two of these equations. That's the next step. Let's take the first and the second. Okay? Now, so equation 1, we're going to have 4x plus 2y plus 4z is equals to 160. And equation 2, we're going to have 2x plus 24y plus 6z is equals to 240. So this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Now we have taken two equations out of these three equations. Now the next step now is to identify the variable that you want to eliminate. I mean the unknown that you want to eliminate. We have three unknown. We have x, we have y, we have z. Those are we don't know the values of x, y, and z. Those are the values that we want to determine. Now we are using elimination method. Okay, now the next step now is to know the unknown that you want to eliminate in your equation. Should we eliminate x? Should we eliminate y? Should you eliminate z? In this case, I'm going to be eliminating x. Do you understand? So if I want to eliminate x from both equations. X is present in the first equation as well as the second equation. So I want to eliminate x in equation 1 and equation 2. Now, to eliminate x in equation 1 and equation 2, I will have to make the value of x to be the same in both equations. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Listen and pay attention. You know, we have the value of x here, we have the value of we have x in this place, we also have x in the equation 2. Now, in elimination method, we eliminate one of the unknowns so that we can solve for the other unknown. You understand? When we are dealing with simultaneous equation involving three unknown, we eliminate one of the unknown, then so that we can solve for the other unknown. Are you paying attention? Now, I will eliminate x in this equation, and to do that, I will make the value of x in both equations to be the same. Now, how do I do that? I will multiply the first equation by the value of x in the second equation. Do you understand? Okay, the second equation is what? 2x plus 24y plus 6z is equals to 240. Now, I'm going to multiply the value of x, the coefficient of x in the second equation by the first equation. The coefficient of x in the second equation is what? 2. So, I'm going to multiply 2 by all these equations. Do you understand? So, I'm going to have 2 multiplied by 4x. That is what? 8x. Plus 2 multiplied by 2y. That is 4y. 2 multiplied by 4z, that is plus, let me change this marker. 2 multiplied by 4z, that is plus 8z, okay, is equals to, it's not 82, that's z. Now, 2 multiplied by 160, that is 320, okay, so this will be 320, okay. Now, let us call this equation 4. Okay, don't worry, just pay attention, okay. Now, I will do the same for equation 2. I will multiply the value of the coefficient of x in equation 1 by all the equation 2. Do you understand? The value of x, the value of the coefficient of x in equation 2, equation 1 is what? 4. You can see the value of the coefficient of x is what? 4. So I will multiply it by whole equation 2. You understand? So I'm going to multiply 4 by all these equations. So I'm going to have 4 multiplied by all these equations. Let's go. 4 multiplied by 2x, that is 8x, plus 4 multiplied by 24y, that is 96y. So I'm going to have plus 96y, plus, okay, now 4 multiplied by 6z, that is 24z, okay, 24z is equals to 4 multiplied by 240, that is 960. So I'm going to have in this place 960. Do you understand? So you can see that the value of x now is now the same, but for this equation, I have 8x here and I have 8x here. The next step now is to subtract this equation from this equation. Do you understand? I'm going to subtract this equation from this equation. That's why I have negative sign. Do you understand? Okay, 8x minus 8x, that is what? 0. So therefore we've eliminated x. You understand? We've eliminated the value of x. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Look, we have made the aim of making the coefficient of x the same in both equations is that I want to eliminate x. Now, having known that we have the same coefficient of x, we have 8x here, we have 8x here. Therefore, I can eliminate it by subtracting this equation from this equation. So 8x minus 8x, that will give me 0. You understand? So from this now, I'm left with what? This will cancel this now. Now we are left with what? Plus 4y. Positive 4y minus positive 96y. Let me write it out. Positive 4y, okay, 4y minus plus 96y. 4y minus multiplied by negative multiplied by positive, that is negative. So 4y minus 96y, that will give us negative 92y. Do you understand? Okay, so this will give me minus 92y. Please, do you understand how I got this? I'm subtracting this equation from this. 4y minus positive 96y. That will give me negative 92y. That's why I wrote here. Now, we have 8z minus positive 24z. That will give us negative 16z. Do you understand? So, that will give me negative 16z is equals to 320 minus positive 960. I'm subtracting this from this now. This 320 minus 960, that will give us negative 640. Okay, that is negative 640. Do you understand how I got this? If you understand, reverse the video. Listen to the explanation again. Okay, now you can see in this equation all of them are negative, so I can change this equation by multiply through by negative. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, let me call this equation 4. Okay, let us call this equation 4. Now, all the signs in this equation are negative. For easy computation, for easy solving, I can easily multiply this equation by negative 1. Okay, so let's multiply negative 1, multiply negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 92y, that will give me 92y. Negative 1 times negative 16z, that is positive 16z. Negative 1 times negative 640, that is what? Positive 640. Do you understand? Now, I have multiplied through by negative 1. You can see that the equation becomes like this. The reason why I multiply through by negative 1 is because all the values has a negative sign. You understand? If all the value does not have a negative sign, you can just solve the equation like that, okay? But for easy computation, for easy solving, I multiply through by what? Negative 1, okay? So I got this, 92y plus 16z is equals to 640. Now, this equation 4 now become like this. This is equation 4. Now, the next step now is to combine another two equations. You know, the first step is that we combine equation 1 and 2. We combine this equation and the equation and we eliminate the value of x. We have to take another two equations from these three equations and then eliminate the value of x. And you understand? We're going to take another two equations from among these three equations and then eliminate the value of x. Okay, let us take equation. Which equation do we take? Let's take equation 2 and 3. You understand? You can take equation 1 and 2. We have already taken equation 1 and 2. You can take equation 1 and 3. But now I'm going to take equation 2 and 3. Okay? Now, from equation 2 and 3, equation 2 is what? 2x plus 24y. 2x plus 24y plus 6z is equals to 240. Okay, and then we have 8x plus 6y plus 12z is equals to 438. Okay, this is equation 2. Okay, this is equation 2 and this is equation 3. Okay, now we are going to eliminate the value of x in this equation also. You see, the unknown that you eliminate in the first and second equation must be the unknown that you're going to eliminate when you take another two equations. You understand? We eliminate the value of x here and we got this equation. We are still going to eliminate the value of x in this place. You understand? In both equations to get another equation. You understand? Just pay attention. You are going to understand. Okay? Now, to eliminate the value of x, I'm going to multiply the coefficient of x in equation 3 by all the equation 2, and then I will multiply the value of the coefficient of x in equation 2 by the whole equation 3. You understand? Okay, so let's multiply this by 8. This multiply by 8 and this multiply by 8. Now 8 multiplied by 2x, that will give me 16x. So I'm going to have 16x. 8 multiplied by 24y, that is 192y plus 192y. 8 multiplied by 6z, that is 48z, okay? Plus 48z is equals to 8 multiplied by 240, that is 1920. 1920. So 1920. Okay? Let me change this matter. So I've multiplied all the equation 2 by the coefficient of x in equation 3. You understand? The coefficient of x in equation 3 is 8. 8 multiplied by all this, I got this equation. Okay? Now, the same, I'm going to multiply the whole equation 3 by the coefficient of x in equation 2. You understand? The coefficient of x in equation 2 is 2. You understand? So I'm going to multiply all the equation 3 by the coefficient of x in equation 2. So we are going to have this multiplied by 2. All this multiplied by 2. Okay? 2 times 8x, that is 16x. 2 times 6y, that is positive 12y. 2 times positive 12, that is positive 24z. Is equals to 2 times 438, that is 860. Okay, that is 860. Now you have seen that the value of x, the coefficients of x for both equations are now the same. We have 16 and we have 16x. Now we can eliminate x by subtracting this equation from this equation. Just add a negative sign. I'm going to have this. Now 16x minus 16x, that is what? 0. So this cancel this. You understand? Okay. Now 192y minus 12y, that is 180y. 48z minus 24z. Please understand what I'm doing. You see, look, positive 192y, that is positive 192y minus positive 12y. You know, when you take the product of a positive and a negative number, you are going to have a negative number. Positive times negative, negative times positive rather. That is what? Negative. So 192y minus 12y, that will give you 180y. You understand how I got that? Okay, if you do the same, 48z minus positive 24z. As you know, positive times negative, that will give us positive. So I'm going to have 48z minus 24z. That is what? 24z. Positive 24z. Positive 24z is equals to, okay, 1920 minus 860. That will give us 1060. 1060. Okay. Now you can see that we have another equation. That is, let us call this equation 5. Okay. You can see we have equation 4 here and we have equation 5. From this point, the next step is to combine equation 4 and equation 5. You understand? Equation 4 is what? 92y plus 16z is equals to 640. 640. You understand? This is equation 4. Now, equation 5 is 180y plus 24z is equals to 1060. This is equation 5. You understand? Now, we can now solve for the value of y and z in both equations. You understand? It is easy to calculate now. You know, the aim of what we are doing since is that we want to reduce this equation to 2 unknown by eliminating one unknown in the 3 equation. You understand? So I combine 2 and I combine 2 and I eliminate a single unknown, which is x. Then I reduce the equation to this. Do you understand? Now, we can also solve this using elimination method. Okay, we can solve this using elimination method. We just have to eliminate any of these unknown. We have 2 unknown now. We have y and z as the unknown we have in both equations. Now, which one should we eliminate? Should we eliminate y or should we eliminate z? In this case, I'm going to be eliminating z. Okay. Now, if we want to eliminate z, we have to make the coefficient of z in both equations to be equal. You understand? Now, we are going to go the same way. We are going to multiply the coefficient of z in equation 5 by the whole equation 4. You understand? The coefficient of z in equation 5 is what? 24. So I'm going to multiply this by 24. I'm going to multiply this by 24. You understand? Please pay attention. This is simple, okay? Now, the coefficient of z in equation 5 is what? 24. Now, to eliminate z, we have to take this coefficient and multiply it by the whole equation 4. And the aim is that we want to make both coefficients, the coefficient of z in both equations to be equal, so that we can subtract. You understand? Okay? So, 24 multiplied by 92. Okay, 24 multiplied by 92y. That is 2,208y. 2,208y. 208. Okay? 24 multiplied by 16z. That is 384z plus 384z. 24 multiplied by 640. That is 15,360. 15,360. Okay? Let me change this marker, I think. Let me change it. Okay? That is 360. Now, when I multiply the whole equation 4 by the value of z, I got this. Now, let us do the same for equation 5. I'm going to multiply all equation 5 by the coefficient of z in equation 4. You understand? The coefficient of z in equation 4 is what? 16. So I'm going to multiply all this by 16, just like I did. Okay? 16 multiplied by 80. Let's check. 16 multiplied by 80. That is 2,000. Oh no, it's not 80. 16 multiplied by 180. That is 2,880. 2,880. You understand? 2,880. I don't know what happened to this marker. Okay. Plus, okay, 16 multiplied by 24z. It gives us 384z is equals to 16 multiplied by 1,060. That is 16,960. 16,960. Okay. Now, if you look at both equations now, both equations they both have the same value. I mean the same coefficient of z. The coefficient of z in this equation is what? 384, and the coefficient of z in this equation now is not 384. You can see now they are not the same. Now the next step here is that I'm going to subtract this equation from this equation. So I'm going to add the minus sign. Okay. And the reason why I'm subtracting this equation from this equation is because they are both positive, and I want to eliminate z. I want to eliminate this z, which is the unknown that I want to eliminate. The coefficient has both positive. Let's say I have positive here, I have negative here. I'm just going to add. You understand? But because this is positive and this is positive, so I'm going to have this minus this. You understand? So I had a negative sign. You understand what I'm saying? If you didn't understand, listen to the explanation again. Okay? Now, 2,208 minus 2,880, that will give us negative 672. Okay? Negative 672y. Okay? Now, 384z minus 384z, that is what? 0. So this is gone. Do you understand? Okay? Now, 15,360 minus 16,960, that is negative 1,600. Negative 1,600. Please, do you understand how I got this? If you didn't understand, pay attention again. See, 2,208y minus 2,000. Okay, there is y here. Okay? 2,208y minus 2,880y. I got this. Now, if I subtract this from this, they have the same value. So, that is eliminated. 15,360 minus 16,960. I got this. Now, we can easily determine the value of y by dividing both sides by negative 672. Negative 672 all over negative 672. So therefore, the value of y, if you punch your calculator, 1,000, negative 1,600. Pay attention to the signs, okay? Negative 1,600 divided by negative 672. That will give us 2.381. 2.381. So that is 2.381. The value of y is 2.381. Now, I have known the value of y. I can easily determine the value of z now. Please pay attention, okay? I have solved for the value of y. I can get the value of z by substituting the value of y into any of these equation 4 or equation 5. You understand? The value of y is 2.381. Now, if I substitute the value of y as 2.381 in this equation, I'm going to get the value of z. You understand? Or if I use this equation, I'm still going to get the value of z. Now, let us use equation 4. We have 92y plus 16z is equals to 640. Okay? Now, when y is 2.381, I'm going to have 92 into bracket 2.381 plus 16z is equals to 640. Now, 92 multiplied by 2.381, that will give us 219.052. 219.052 plus 16z is equals to 640. So I'm going to connect like times. I'm going to have 16z is equals to 640 minus, if this is going to the other side of the equation, it will change to what? Negative sign. So I'm going to have minus 219.052. Please, do you understand it to this point? If you didn't understand, reverse the video and listen to the explanation again. Now, 640 minus 219.052, that will be 420.948. 420, let me check it. 420.948. 948. Now, the next step now is to divide both sides by what? 16. So I'm going to have this over 16 and this over 16. So the value of z is equals to 420. Oh, let me write it here, okay? Let me put it here. The value of z now is equals to 420.948 divided by 16. That will give us 26.31. 26.31. So the value of z is 26.31. You can see now. So I know the value of y and the value of z. The value of y is what? 2.381. The value of z is what? 26.31. Now, I can easily determine the value of x by substituting both the value of y and z into any of the three equations that we are given to solve. You understand? Please pay attention. We have gotten the value of y as 2.381 and the value of z as 26.31. Now, to get the value of x, I'm going to take any of these three equations and then substitute the value of y and z, okay, to get the value of x. Now, let's use equation 1, okay? Equation 1 is 4x. Oh, keep this back out. Equation 1 is 4x plus 2y plus 4z is equals to 160. Now, we don't know the value of x, so I'm going to have 4x plus 2 into bracket y. Y is 2.381 plus 4 into bracket z is 26.31. 26.31 is equals to 160. Do you understand? Okay, 4x plus 2.381 multiplied by 2, that is 4.762. 4.762 plus 4 multiplied 26.31, that will give us 105.24. 105.24 is equals to 160. Okay. Now, the next step now is to collect like times. This plus this will give us 110.00. 110.00. Let me check the calculator. I think that is 110.002. Okay, 110.002 is equals to 160. Now, 4x will be equals to 160 minus 110.002. So 4x is equals to 160 minus 110.002. That will give us 449.998. Do you understand? 49.998. So the value was by 4. I'm going to have this over 4. So the value of x will be equals to 49.998 divided by 4 is 12.4995. Do you understand? That is the value of x. X is equals to 12.4995. Okay? X is equals to 12.4995. Now, we have gotten the value of y, z, and x. That is x, y, and z. Now, we want to check maybe we are correct. If you want to check maybe these answers are correct, you are going to substitute each value into each of these equations. You know we have three equations, equation 1, 2, and 3. Substitute the value of x as 12.4995 into this equation, and then y as 2.381 into this equation, and then z as 26.31 into this equation. If it gives you 240, then you are absolutely correct. That is, the value of x, y, and z satisfy the equation. You understand? You can check, okay? Just substitute the value of x, y, and z. You are going to get something like 240. You can get 240.003. If you substitute the value of x into equation 2, you are still correct. You understand? You know we have approximate along the way. You understand? So you can get 240.003 or something. You understand? So you are still correct. You understand? So that is how to solve simultaneous equation involving three unknown. Okay? See you in the next class. To watch the next class, kindly check the description of this video. You are going to see a link there. Click on that link, or you should check the playlist on this channel. Okay? See you in the next class.